day I've received a package from my uncle. I have no clue what's in this package. I know that it's got a lot of weight to it, so there has to be more than one pop in there. Maybe there's a pop in there. Maybe there's some stuff from Georgia. I mean, I probably haven't been to Georgia now in a couple of years. I'm getting a little homesick, if we're being honest. But before I get this guy open, let's talk about purging my collection. So I think that I've hit a point in my collection where it's time to start purging some of this stuff. Now, right now, I'm somewhere around the 400 to 500 pops, and I would have to go through and count them all to know exactly, but I know that it's somewhere in there. And I think that I'm going to start purging some of my collection out on Whatnot. I need some help from you guys though, and this is some of the stuff that I'll throw on there. So I'll throw on there like a couple of these robins that I picked up that I have extra. I'll throw on some of the Target exclusives that I have, like Bumblebee, and then I'll even throw some really killers in there, like some of these chases where I have the Miles Morales, and the whole box will go into the Whatnot auction. But like I said, I'm going to need some help from you guys. I'm going to need y'all to let me know that this is something that you would like to do. So down below, I will throw a link to my Whatnot down there. I need you to go follow me on Whatnot, right? Because that's going to let me know that you want to be involved in auction. And then I need you to share this video with people that you believe would also like to get on Whatnot and pick up. So I'm thinking that I'll do probably in the beginning somewhere around 50 or 60 pops, and I'll throw some chases in there, and I'll throw some exclusives, and I'll just throw some really fire stuff in there. So go follow me on Whatnot down in the description, and if you want to tell someone, share this video with them, throw it on your Instagram, throw it on your Facebook, throw it on one of those accounts with people that you believe that would also like to get involved in the Whatnot, and just kind of help me spread the word, as the Wayneko crew does often does. So in this box, I have no clue what's in this box. This box right here makes me think that maybe I made a mistake. And you tell me if you've shared your YouTube account or your channel or whatever it is that we're calling it, or the content that you create. Did you share it with your family? Because I didn't share it with my family. I kept it a secret for a little over a year before someone found out. It was my mom that found out. She come and stayed with us for a week. She came down to my basement and said, "Oh, what is this?" I mean, so when you have tripods and lighting and all kind of stuff set up, you kind of have to start explaining at that point to your mom exactly what you have going on. So I explained it to her. She has become a huge part of this channel ever since, and then she spread the word to the rest of the family, who have also become huge supporters of the channel. That's kind of insane, because that kind of goes exactly against what everyone tells you about YouTube and things, and not to get your family involved because they're only going to become subscribers, and that's kind of why I didn't. So I kind of like kept everybody out of it because I was afraid that they would only become subscribers. Did you see what's in that box? I hope you've seen, because I haven't seen. I'm gonna kind of try and sit it over here and pull them out of the box and see what we have as we go. Oh. Oh. So this box came from my Uncle Philip. Uncle Philip, you really didn't have to, but I didn't have Doc with the clock tower. I had stayed away from Doc with the clock tower. That one is fire. So as I was saying, I stayed away from the whole family because everyone tells you that they're just going to subscribe, and that makes sense, right? They're going to support you, but they're not really going to watch your videos, which inevitably is going to hurt the algorithm. My family has been completely different, a lot like you guys. They have truly supported, they subscribe, they're doing all of that stuff, which is really, really awesome. That one's, oh, Uncle Philip, you outdid yourself just by sending that one. Let's see what else we got right here. We got so let me tell y'all a story about my Uncle Philip. My Uncle Philip, he come to babysit us, and we lived way out in the country, and I guess that a lot of you live way out in the country as well. He come to babysit us one time, and so he come to I'm getting way off track. Did you catch that? I'm getting distracted by the pretty stuff sitting over here to the right of me. So he come to babysit us one time, and he decided that it was me and my brothers and sisters and my cousins, and he decided that we were going to play hang go seek in the dark. Now remember, we lived out in the country. There was no street lights. There was none of that nonsense. It was dark, and he took all of us kids outside in the woods, and we were playing hang-go-seek in the dark. And I would imagine if you did that today, that they might even call that child abuse, but it was one of the most incredible moments in my childhood. Later in my childhood, he gave me a potato launcher for Christmas, but that's neither here or there. Just awesomeness. All right, let's see what else we got. We have Bugs Bunny. Oh, I didn't pick up none of these guys. As y'all know, when it comes to collecting Funko, sometimes you have to pick and choose your battles as to what you're getting, and these were ones that I picked that I just wasn't getting. But I am super excited that they made it to me anyways. Oh, you outdid yourself. So as I was saying, at some point, my Uncle Philip decided that he was going to get us potato launchers for Christmas. Now, he got me and my brother both potato launchers, and we probably spent the better part of a year discovering different things that you could launch out of these potato launchers and different stuff that you could use. Now, we inevitably discovered that starter fluid was the best thing to use in a potato launcher. I didn't tell you that, by the way, but your starter fluid that you put in your car is the best, but it'll also cause the back end to come off if you're not careful. Anyways, it's amazing that me and my brothers are still here to this day with the stuff that we got into. Let's see. What do we have? Kylo Ren. That is a truly awesome box. Uncle Philip, and I truly appreciate you. I've got childhood memories and now adult memories. It just truly awesome. Kylo Ren is number 334 out of the group. They are showing on the back of him. They're actually showing a lot, so they're showing 14 of these guys on the back of this box. I have the bigger version of Kylo Ren. I do not have the smaller version. Let's get this guy out of the box. God, this is a truly awesome haul. These guys are whoo, I am afraid of where we're going and that we're not going to see them much longer, but let's appreciate them while we're here, and let's take a closer look at him. So I think this is going to be the Knight of Ren. It is the Knight of Ren. It's the armored Knight of Ren, which is pretty fire. Now, I don't have the bigger version of him. I have the bigger version of Kylo Ren, and it took me a second once I was looking at him to realize that I said that wrong, so I apologize for that a second ago. But this is a really cool pop, and I didn't get the Knights of Ren. It goes back to what I was saying just a second ago. Sometimes you have to pick and choose. The paint job they did on him is really awesome. See how they faded that down into there? I mean, so that took a little bit of skill. I don't know how much skill. I'd have to see exactly how they did it, but if I had to guess, you just kind of held something up and faded it down with a little bit of paint. They did a really good job on getting this little hand brace right here painted with the gun coming down. Look, these are some of them that these are some of them that they did a really good job on. Next, we are going to get open the Looney Tunes Bugs. This is the bug that they're called. So I'm going to save this one for last. You're going to need to stick around till the end so that I can talk to you about this one, because let me put this one over there. So let's get this Bugs Bunny open. He is 80th edition Bugs Bunny. On the back it says, "What's up, Doc?" He's number 841 out of the collection. Now, if you were not like into Bugs Bunny as a kid, that means that you were probably born a little bit later in life and you were into Pokemon and Barney and all of that. As me growing up, Bugs Bunny was one of them that was still out, but it was still old. So it was still dated, but it was still out. It was still a really big thing, but it wasn't as big as it was before me. So I would have been a Scooby-Doo, I would have been a Transformers, I would have been a He-Man. That would have been my childhood growing up. Now these guys would have been just a little bit before that, but still airing on TV. But just a little bit, that the hype for them was still there, but you know what I'm saying. It wasn't like it was in their prime. This one's pretty cool. Let's take a closer look at him. Just here recently, and all the stuff that's kind of going on with society and the stuff that we're worried about when we shouldn't be worried about. It's going to bring me up into a topic here in a second, but the paint job they did on him is pretty phenomenal. I can't see any problems in the hat. I do see a little fingerprint right there where it must have been on their fingers. They were painting that blue, and that's got to be kind of tough. Look, anytime you start painting like blue on yellow, I mean, you know, we all know blue and yellow make green, right? I mean, so that's had to be a tough experience and probably took a lot of coats of paint. The tail, they could have did a slightly better job on it, but that's okay. It still looks really good. I don't know how I feel about just that transparent yellow that they have right there. I mean, it almost looks cartoonish, but I know that that's what they were going for when they made him. So it gives it that cartoonish feel. So, but like I said, I know that that's what they were going for. He did come with a stand. Y'all know how I feel about these stands. These stands are really awesome, but the problem with it is if I displayed him on the stand and I ever went to moving them or doing stuff, and you know how that goes, we have to dust our shelves. All of our shelves are black, so you have to dust them. You have to move your pops when you do this, especially if they're out of the box, you have to move them. And if he comes off that stand and it gets lost, it's done. Funko does now sell the stands that you can get, or you can get a 3D printer and make your own stands. I can make my own stands. I have a 3D printer, as we all know. So they're okay. I'm just not a huge fan of those stands just because of the fact that you can lose them. Doc right here is going to go with the rest of my Back to the Future stuff. I have every one of these guys. I am going to leave him in this box, though. He's going to stay in this box, and I'm just going to show you a little bit closer view of him. I mean, there's the front of him. He's number 15. The watchtower right here is going to go. I'm thinking that maybe this Christmas I might bring him out with my Christmas stuff, but I don't really know. Let's talk about this guy. So I guess I didn't realize that they had made this Bugs Bunny. This is Bugs Bunny when he was dressing in drag, is the best way that I'm going to put it. And he was very flamboyant. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, not even a little bit. Look, if that's who you are and that's the life you live, look, I'm the first one to give you a hug. Amen. I'm happy that you're you. But with our cancel culture today, this guy is in trouble because he not only dressed that way, but he spoke very derogatory in a lot of different ways in this cartoon. And recently, they just canceled what's his Pepe Le Pew for almost some of the same things that Bugs Bunny would have been guilty for. And Bugs Bunny might even been guilty for a little bit more of a raunchy side of it, if we're being honest. If we're being honest, right? So if I'm being honest with y'all right now, and you know me, I like to be honest with y'all. Bugs Bunny and this Bugs Bunny was a little bit more raunchier than what I think they just did away with Pepe Le Pew. And I'm not going to give you any links, and I'm not going to give you any of that. If you want to go check it out, I'm sure you can find it here on YouTube somewhere. You'll be able to find the whole like Bugs Bunny dressed in drag, and I don't know if they call it dressed in drag, but you'll be able to find him. It's super funny. Look, don't take it personal. Don't take it to heart. This was back when this kind of stuff was funny, and it's still, if you look at it on the right angle, the cartoon is still funny. You just can't take it serious, right? You kind of, look, if you can't laugh at yourself, then nobody can. So we have to be able to laugh at ourselves sometimes, right? And we have to be able to just smile about ourselves sometimes. And you have to be able to do that if you're going to make it anywhere in this world, because this world is a pretty tough world. This world is not like rainbows and unicorns. It is a pretty tough world. So you have to be able to come with peace with yourself in order to understand a lot of the things that are out there. But anyways, I'm going to get off that soapbox. If you get a chance, go check this guy out. I think that you're going to laugh about it. If you don't laugh about it, don't get upset with me. Remember, I didn't make the cartoon. It was just made a long time ago. This one, oh, Uncle Philip. This one's going to go right beside my Mr. Potato Head and my Pepe Le Pew and my Dr. Seuss, because when I was a child, all of these things were okay. Let's take a closer look at him. Now, I can't 100% remember while he was dressed like this, but I do remember like some of the nature of him being dressed like this. Now, he looks really well done. This fruit basket on top is kind of phenomenal, if we're being honest, and for Funko, that is saying a lot. I mean, so whoever painted that up there was really on their job that day. I don't like the fact that I could tell that his ears are kind of like pasted on there or still glued on there, but that's okay. I mean, because that kind of goes back to the fact that this is a sculpture. I mean, so I'm kind of okay with that, and the fact that it's a sculpture is pretty cool. The earrings, I mean, are really well done. They got the white in there, and that white on gray had to be really hard to do. They did a really good job with these guys. Now, I do see a little bit of a red paint right there on the top of his foot. Probably when they were painting this, the brush just got away from them. But other than that, this one was done really well. I can't believe really that they came out with this pop, but I'm really excited that they did. I'm also really excited that I got my hands on him, and I'm going to put him back in the box. And like I said a second ago, he's going to go right beside my Mr. Potato Head, my Mrs. Potato Head, and my Dr. Seuss, and my Pepe Le Pew, and all of those things that were okay when I was a kid, just like drinking out of the water hose was okay, just like when I had to make a email, I had to actually physically put a letter in the mail, and then I had to wait 2 weeks to get the letter back from the person that I sent to see what their response to my email, which is mail now, just for everybody who doesn't know. So these times were a little different. I'm not saying that they were better or worse than today. I'm just saying that they were different. Like in my parents' time, they had just gotten into the black and white TVs. So as we get older and things change, things progressively change, and they either get better or worse, just depending on how your outlook is. And you just have to have a positive outlook on everything in order to see the bright side to everything, because there always is a bright side to everything. I absolutely promise you that. Before we get out of here, really thank you, Uncle Philip. I really do. I appreciate trying not to get all up in my feelings. I appreciate everything you guys do. I appreciate the childhood memories. Until next time, guys, have a good one.